Congressman, where does that then leave Republicans on the Hill?
Alicia, there is growing frustration among Republicans. It has taken 4 years, but finally a lot of Republicans are starting to understand that this uncomfortable marriage with Donald Trump is not tenable, that this is someone who only cares about himself, who will only reward those who are absolutely loyal to him, not those who help him, those who are absolutely loyal to him, no matter what endeavor he is taking upon, even if that means overturning an election to stay in power. Republicans are worried. They think that his actions will grow more and more reckless and severe. This is a man who can feel power slipping away by the minute and is acting out in very dangerous ways. And in this case, just a few minutes ago, showing that nothing is sacred for him, not even our country's troops. There's a pay raise for these troops in the bill that he vetoed, and it is all to gain relevance and to try to grasp desperately to power as it slips away.
Peter, is it your sense that there's anyone who has the president's ear who is urging him to stand down?
Well, those are two different things, right? Are they urging him to stand down? Yes. Do they have his ear? It doesn't look like it. At the moment, the president wants to hear from people who are telling him what he wants to hear, which is that he didn't lose. And those are the people who are coming to him with the most radical ideas, the most radical suggestions, like impounding voting machines and using the military and appointing a special counsel and all that. The people who are not telling him that he was robbed, that he was in fact a landslide winner, are the ones who are trying to tell him, look, it's time to begin thinking about how you want this last 27 days to go, or what happens after that. It's time to concede. It's time to settle down and stop making crises where they don't exist. And that's not the kind of people he's listening to right now. You have Mark Meadows, the White House chief of staff, Pat Cipollone, the White House counsel, who are trying to counsel the president, and I think are quite frustrated that he is, acting out in a way. He's not listening to them very much. And a lot of the other people he's listened to over the years have either fallen away or he's kind of stiff-armed. Even Jared Kushner, who has been, of course, one of his most influential aides, isn't even in the country right now. He's in the Middle East working on peace issues there. So the president is left in the White House with a shrinking circle, acting out, as Jake and Congressman Corbello said. It doesn't matter to him that he's creating great chaos for his own party. And it's going to be a test. It's going to be a test for Republicans, whether after these 4 years of more or less following him, no matter how uncomfortable they were, whether they're going to override his veto, not on one, but possibly two major bills in his last weeks in office. That's not going out a winner. That's the other way around. But it may be the time for the Republicans to say, we're ready to move beyond Donald Trump. And he's given them a way to say that that's what they're doing.
Jake, I'm sure you saw this tweet from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, which essentially said, let's do it, writing, Republicans repeatedly refused to say what amount the president wanted for direct checks. At last, the president has agreed to $2,000. Democrats are ready to bring this to the floor this week by unanimous consent. Let's do it. Schumer striking, of course, a slightly different tone in his own tweet, tweeting, we spent months trying to secure $2,000 checks, but Republicans blocked it. Trump needs to sign the bill to help people and keep the government open, and we're glad to pass more aid Americans need. Maybe Trump can finally make himself useful and get Republicans not to block it again. Jake Sherman, I mean, the sense is that these $2,000 checks are dead in the water, but is he giving a gift to Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, to be frank with you. I guess he is giving a gift to Nancy Pelosi. Kevin McCarthy, the Republican leader and one of the president's closest allies, just said on a party conference call that the $2,000 checks are not going to go through. There is not unanimous consent in the Republican Party on the House side, and on the Senate side, certainly not either, for these $2,000 checks. But here's the ultimate irony here. If the president had been involved in these negotiations all along, which he was not, he would have gotten these $2,000 checks easily. I mean, this is the movement has gone toward these direct payments. The vibe in the Capitol among Republican lawmakers was to get a deal done at practically any cost. And if the president wanted $2,000, he would have gotten it. Now, the other things in the bill he's complaining about, some of the foreign aid and other policies, are policies that his administration had requested. He's complaining about the Kennedy Center and aid to Burma. I mean, these are things his administration asked for in the bill. So it's like it's like walking into I can't even think of an analogy here. It's just such bizarre behavior. And there's no real way to put this back together. As Mr. Curbelo and Peter both know from their experiences, this was a really hard fought compromise that had aides and lawmakers in the room for hours. If you move one piece, the entire thing unravels.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure here what his ultimate game plan here is, besides just sowing chaos.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.